What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. And with TLC just days away, how did the WWE book last night's Raw? Join us now as Wrestlelamia analyzes the 9th December edition of Raw and looks at the latest wrestling news, including who will induct the animal Batista in the Hall of Fame, WWE Superstars react to the recent releases, a former superstar threatens an AEW superstar, AEW confirms 2 new signings, the New Day's original names, more releases on the way, a fiendish gift, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. But let's waste no further time and analyze Raw and look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. First, let's look at the good. As number 1, a painful divorce. Divorces can be painful, but in the case of Rusev and Lana, it was the other man who got hurt as Rusev put Bobby Lashley through a table during the divorce proceedings. Now, some fans or pundits might complain about this segment, but it proved popular on YouTube, and since it aired during Raw's first hour, it's likely going to get the best rating out of all 3 hours. The Rusev-Lana-Lashley storyline is the epitome of what Vince McMahon considers a sports entertainment, so expect to see more of it over the next few weeks, even past TLC. Number 2, Seth snaps. It was good to see the WWE pull the trigger on Seth Rollins' heel turn. First, no one thought Seth was going anywhere but to the dark side, and second, it opens the door for the interesting faction of Rollins and the AOP. Shield 2.0 anyone? Or are we at 3.0? Who knows? Rollins could be that added factor the AOP need to get over as a top tag team, as well as provide the architect with the outside interference to perhaps bring in allies for Kevin Owens. And number 3, Rey's homie. It's good to see a harder edge to Rey Mysterio, with the master of the 619 offering to help Kevin Owens with his trusty steel pipe. Yikes, that sounded like an innuendo. Anyway, Mysterio has been put through the ringer over the last few months, so it makes sense he's had enough and adopting a new attitude. But that was the good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Matt Hardy jobs again. Does the WWE want Matt Hardy to stick around, or have they given up on keeping him in the company? Matt's second loss after his return last week suggests the WWE either doesn't care, feeling Matt isn't valuable without Brother Nero, or they've decided Matt is on his way out, so why not use him to put over other wrestlers? Number 2, Andrade's push. The WWE has spent the last few months building Andrade up with wins over a number of superstars, but now it appears he's being used to put over other wrestlers. This isn't a bad thing if the WWE intends to use him to build up new talent while showcasing his undeniable skills. However, they need to make sure that the people who defeat him, such as Humberto Carrillo, don't go on losing streaks, thus ruining the effort putting into building him up. Number 3, wasting a tag title match. The matchup between the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits could have been a Raw main event, or at least saved for TLC if it had been booked properly. Well, at least finally it was a significant win for the Raiders, as Eric and Ivar went from stomping on enhancement talent to stomping on one of the most promising tag teams on Raw, but they shouldn't have defeated them just yet. WWE is definitely looking to put the tag titles on the Street Profits one day, and having the Raiders get a clean win over them on just Raw seems like a bit of a waste. Number 4, another handicap match? Why do the women's tag team champions need to be booked into handicap matches when they can barely defeat their opponent? It certainly doesn't help your tag champs to get over when they struggle to beat just one opponent. The build up for the Kabuki Warriors vs Becky and Charlotte has been all over the place, and while the TLC match should be spectacular, the WWE dropped the ball with the build up to this match. Number 5, the mighty have fallen. What have WWE done to Eric Rowan? Things looked so great for the man early this year, but look at how he's fallen on Raw, where he's now getting meaningless wins over jobbers and he's got Tweety Bird in a cage. Like, who cares what's in the cage at this point? They've dragged it on too long, there's been zero hype, and his stock has fallen significantly. This is the same guy who got a win over Roman Reigns this year. Such a shame. And when the hell did jobbers get so smart? How are they going into matches with tactics nowadays, trying to get Rowan counted out? And number 6, has WWE still got the wildcard rule in place? Sami Zayn shows up on Raw and tells Rawley that since he possesses a managerial license, he can show up on Raw and SmackDown. Managerial license is nothing new, but come on, we know you make crap up all the time to suit the program, but this is lame. We thought you were going to keep the rosters separate for good. What's next? Anyone wearing a hat can now be on Raw and SmackDown? That was the good, the bad. What about the downright ugly? No rhyme and definitely no reason. Last night's show was the hot mess fans are coming to expect every week on Raw, with a big sports entertainment segment followed by a number of squash matches and the obligatory main event involving the OC. While the Kevin Owens beatdown was good and some fans likely enjoyed the divorce segment, the rest of the show was a dud. How many times do fans want to see Akira Tozawa job to someone? Also, who thinks Mojo Rawley is going to get over, even with the help of Sami Zayn? The show demonstrated that the WWE has no idea what to do, no consistent plan for most of its undercard, and it seems to be on cruise control until it gets closer to the Royal Rumble. And okay, it's not WWE's fault, more the USA Network's fault, as soon as 11 PM Eastern Time struck, Raw went off the air immediately, cutting to a KFC commercial, just right after Mysterio pinned Styles and Orton was looking on. Granted, it was only a few seconds, but fans had to go to YouTube to see the full ending. You'd think after nearly 30 some odd years they'd get the timing right on Raw, or at least the network would cut them some slack and give them 5 or more seconds to finish it off. Let's move on to the news, as who will induct the animal? Many names have been thrown around for who will induct Dave Batista into the Hall of Fame, top stars such as Evolution teammates Ric Flair, Triple H or Randy Orton. However, Batista tweeted his choice and it may surprise you. I owe a lot to all the names mentioned and many more, but for personal reasons, I've personally requested that Fit Finlay induct me into the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm sure that anyone who knows Fit Finlay will not question my request. Come on, WWE have missed out by not having Dana Brooke induct him. Next up, WWE Superstars react to the recent releases. And while WWE Superstars were reacting to the WWE's release of The Ascension, Luke Harper and Sin Cara, Banks took to Twitter to comment, "Fun fact, Connor was the officiant for my wedding and Luke Harper signed the wedding certificate as a witness." Eric Rowan posted a picture of himself, Harper the Ascension and Santa Claus with the following message. "3 of the best friends I've made in the business, extremely talented and genuinely good dudes. Going back to FCW, it's been an honor to be around you boys. Can't wait to see what's next for all of you." Next up, more releases on the way. Now, WWE released 4 wrestlers in one day. I'm pretty sure you're sick of hearing that. But there could be more on the way, and that's according to Tom Colohue. Colohue tweeted, "According to a source in the WWE locker room, a small number of WWE wrestlers are considering asking for their releases, now due to the concern that this might be the only time the company is willing to let them go. As we mentioned before in a previous video, yes, wrestlers can put their release through, but the WWE is only going to grant them if they're not going to be a threat in the competition." Next up, Big Cass's threatening tweet to Joey Janela. It appears Big Cass is still having problems. Recently, the big man tweeted the following disturbing diatribe. "Hey Joey Janela, say one more word about me and your life will end. Real talk." The tweet was deleted and Cass later tweeted, "It's a work, you morons." Joey Janela doesn't seem to be buying it and replied in 2 tweets. "One person you're working is yourself, clown. Don't come at me with threats then try to cover up your tracks. I would never ever work with you. I gave you the benefit of the doubt and wished you well, but it turns out you're just a moron." Next up, AEW confirms 2 new signings. AEW confirmed the signing of 2 female wrestlers via Twitter, Big Swole and Chris Statlander. Last week also saw the debut of Melanie Cruz, who joined Brandy Rhodes' Nightmare Collective last week on Dynamite. As noted by WrestleZone, Melanie has also recently signed with the company behind the scenes, so we may see Brandy send her new recruit out to face the women who scorned her sooner rather than later. In other AEW news, Big Swole's signing from last week was also officially confirmed today, meaning that the company has brought in 3 new female talents in very short order. Next up, The New Day's original names. The New Day's recently debuted podcast is already on episode 2, with the next Feel the Power podcast set to discuss some of the names WWE Creative proposed for The New Day. According to the promo clip, some of the names include The Beat, Harmonies 3, The House of Light, Vibe and Vision, The Beacon, Trilogy, The Cause. It's hard to believe the New Day have gotten together for 5 years now, a lengthy run for any faction, let alone one made up of the same 3 superstars. As you probably recall, the New Day had difficulties getting over initially because their acts seemed too saccharine. Do you think a different name would have made any difference in their eventual success? Be sure to leave your comments down below. And lastly, the Funko Fiend. While it won't be here in time for the holidays, Funko Pop is releasing a vinyl figure of the Fiend. Ringside News reports, Amazon is now listing a Bray Wyatt Fiend Funko Pop vinyl figure. It is also marked as an Amazon exclusive, meaning you can't get it anywhere else. The figure is currently available for pre-order at a $12.99 price point. The current list date for shipping is February 23rd, 2020. This item could become a collector's item for anyone lucky enough to get their hands on it. To be fair, it's probably already sold out. But what did you guys think of Raw this week? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.